What's up everyone and welcome back to MMA Talk. Frankie Edgar recently unleashed his frustration on BKFC after his highly anticipated fight with Jimmy Rivera was cancelled at the very last moment. The former UFC champion didn't hold back his emotions while describing how the entire situation unfolded, calling out the organization for what he described as shady and unprofessional behavior. After weeks of dedicated training and preparation, Edgar was blindsided by the news that his fight had been scrapped just hours before it was supposed to take place. According to him, the cancellation came through an email sent to his manager, which stated that BKFC's owner had been advised by his doctor not to allow Edgar to compete. This decision shocked Edgar, especially because he had already completed and passed all of his medical requirements months in advance. "I passed every single one of my medicals," Edgar explained. "I did a ton of them. I was running around getting everything done. Every doctor I saw said my results were great." He went on to clarify that the promotion had received all his medical documents but failed to send them to the Athletic Commission in time. "They tried to say they didn't get my medicals, which is a lie. They had everything. They just didn't forward it to the commission," he said. Edgar then recounted how a representative from the commission even confirmed that he had passed with flying colors. "I got a call from someone there, and they told me the commission's doctor reviewed my medicals and said I looked fantastic. That's why this whole thing feels so shady." The cancellation didn't just impact Edgar financially, it also crushed his morale. "Honestly, I want to be mad, and I am, but I can't let it consume me," he said. "They dogged me on my own fight date. That's crazy." Edgar expressed disappointment, not just in how he was treated but in how the situation reflects on BKFC as a whole. "I thought BKFC had something special going. It looked like they were building something really entertaining. But not if they're going to treat fighters like this. Fighters out there, beware." Despite the setback, Edgar mentioned that the promotion is attempting to make amends by offering him some form of compensation to avoid legal trouble. "They're giving me something just so I don't sue them for the full purse," he revealed. "That's where we're at." Conor McGregor, who had previously voiced support for Edgar after the cancellation, suggested that the former UFC legend might fight on a future BKFC card. However, given how poorly this incident was handled, Edgar made it clear that he has no interest in returning to the promotion. "I'm done," he implied. "They showed me what kind of organization they are." This situation highlights the ongoing issues many fighters face when transitioning from established organizations like the UFC to newer promotions. Edgar's experience serves as a cautionary tale, reminding fighters to be vigilant about how their medicals, contracts, and commitments are handled behind the scenes. For now, Frankie Edgar remains frustrated but composed, choosing not to let the disappointment overshadow his career. Still, his message was clear: BKFC needs to treat fighters with more respect, or risk losing the trust of some of the sport's most respected veterans. Before we jump into the next story, we have a small favor to ask. If you're enjoying the content, please give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and tap the bell icon. It really helps us out, and ensures you'll never miss an update. Move on to another news. Tom Aspinall, the reigning UFC interim heavyweight champion, has issued a bold warning to the rest of the heavyweight division, reminding them that they have only seen a small glimpse of what he is truly capable of inside the octagon. Known for his incredible speed, precision, and composure, Aspinall has quickly risen through the ranks and established himself as one of the most dangerous heavyweights in the sport today. In a recent interview with RMC Sport Combat, Aspinall discussed how his rapid finishes have actually worked to his advantage, leaving his potential opponents guessing about the full extent of his skill set. "Because my fights end so quickly, there's not a lot of footage for my opponents to study," he explained. "I've gone through my career without anyone really seeing what I can do. If I can keep it that way, that's perfect for me." Aspinall emphasized that his quick victories have prevented rivals from analyzing his complete fighting arsenal. "This is my 10th fight in the UFC," he continued, "but people have probably seen only 10 to 20% of what I'm capable of. That's one of the biggest advantages I have. Nobody really knows what I can do." Indeed, Aspinall's career statistics support his claim. The British powerhouse has never fought beyond the second round in his entire mixed martial arts career. In the UFC, he has only been past the first round once, finishing nearly all of his opponents with a combination of explosive power and technical mastery. This remarkable finishing ability has not only made him a fan favorite but also one of the most unpredictable fighters in the heavyweight division. His upcoming bout against former interim champion Cyril Gane is being billed as his toughest challenge yet. Gane is known for his elite striking, movement, and endurance qualities that could potentially force Aspinall into deeper waters than ever before. Still, Aspinall seems unfazed. His calm confidence suggests that he welcomes the opportunity to showcase the full range of his skills should the fight go longer than usual. "I know people think they've seen what I can do, but they haven't," Aspinall said. "There's so much more to my game. Every time I step in the cage, I evolve. The longer the fight goes, the more I can show that evolution." Beyond his technical ability, Aspinall's mentality stands out as one of his biggest strengths. Unlike many heavyweights who rely purely on power, he brings an intelligent, strategic approach to every fight. His movement is fluid, his timing is sharp, and his ability to read his opponents is exceptional. These attributes, combined with his natural athleticism, make him a nightmare matchup for anyone in the division. As the heavyweight landscape continues to shift, with stars like Jon Jones, Sergey Pavlovich, and Curtis Blaydes all eyeing the title picture, Tom Aspinall's warning serves as a reminder that the champion is just getting started. "If I've made it this far while showing only a fraction of my potential," he said confidently, "imagine what happens when I show the rest." Whether Cyril Gane can push Aspinall into those deeper rounds or not, one thing is clear: the heavyweight division has been put on notice. Tom Aspinall isn't just winning fights, he's evolving into one of the most complete and dangerous fighters the sport has ever seen. Move on to another news. UFC President Dana White has made a last-minute addition to the UFC 321 pay-per-view card, surprising fans just 1 week before fight night. The newly announced matchup will see Walter Walker take on Lewis Sutherland in what promises to be an explosive heavyweight showdown. The announcement, first reported by Lert Vanna earlier this morning, adds even more excitement to an already stacked lineup. For Walker, this booking comes as a welcome opportunity to get back into action following an unfortunate cancellation earlier this year. He was originally set to fight Muhammad Usman, the brother of former UFC welterweight champion Kamaru Usman, during the UFC Rio event in September. However, that bout was scrapped after Usman reportedly showed elevated levels of testosterone, forcing the promotion to pull him from the card. The cancellation left Walker without a fight, despite having gone through a full training camp and weight cut. Now, with UFC 321 quickly approaching, the promotion has found a way to make things right for Walker by matching him up against the dangerous Lewis Sutherland. The matchup offers both fighters a chance to make a statement and potentially secure a more prominent place in the division's future discussions. Walker, known for his explosive striking and athletic frame, has long been considered one of the more promising prospects in the heavyweight division. His combination of speed and knockout power makes him a legitimate threat to anyone standing across from him. This fight gives him the perfect platform to remind fans and the UFC brass why he deserves a bigger spotlight. On the other hand, Lewis Sutherland brings his own brand of aggression and durability into the octagon. The British heavyweight has built a reputation for his toughness, solid boxing, and relentless pressure. A win over Walker would not only boost his profile but also solidify his place among the UFC's rising heavyweights. From a promotional standpoint, this fight adds an extra layer of excitement to the UFC 321 card, which already features several high-profile matchups. Dana White's decision to insert this bout at the last minute underscores the UFC's commitment to keeping fans engaged and delivering memorable moments even when plans change unexpectedly. The timing of this announcement has also generated buzz across social media, with fans debating whether the late addition improves the overall card. Many have expressed enthusiasm, noting that Walker deserves a chance to showcase his skills after his previous disappointment. Others are eager to see how Sutherland handles the step-up in competition against a fighter of Walker's caliber. While it's unusual for the UFC to finalize major pay-per-view matchups so close to fight week, the promotion has a long history of pulling off successful last-minute bookings. These spontaneous additions often produce some of the most exciting and unpredictable fights of the night, and this matchup has all the makings of one. As fight week approaches, anticipation continues to build. Both Walter Walker and Lewis Sutherland will have little time to adjust, but that could make the fight even more thrilling. The heavyweights are expected to come out swinging, and fans can expect fireworks from the opening bell. So, as Dana White and the UFC continue to shake things up, one thing is certain: UFC 321 just got a whole lot more interesting. Fans are already buzzing. Are you happy with this fight being added to UFC 321? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Move on to another news. Khamzat Chimaev has once again made headlines, this time by calling out Alex Pereira for a potential showdown at light heavyweight, 205 pounds. The undefeated Chechen-born star, known for his fearless attitude and dominant performances, expressed his desire to move up in weight and challenge the reigning two-division powerhouse. During a recent interview with Aslanbad, Chimaev confidently stated that he believes he can dethrone Pereira and capture the 205-pound title, cementing his place as one of the most dangerous fighters in UFC history. "If you ask me, of course, I would love to fight for the second belt," Chimaev said. "It's no secret, the guy who's got the belt at 205 pounds right now is a very good matchup for me. The only danger would be if I get reckless and start standing with him for too long. They say he has a lot of power, but I've never been outclassed in that area." Chimaev's comments reflect both confidence and calculated awareness of Pereira's strengths. Alex Pereira, widely regarded as one of the most lethal strikers in MMA, has already proven his ability to dominate two divisions, first at middleweight and now at light heavyweight. His knockout power, precision, and composure make him one of the most feared fighters in the world. Yet, Chimaev believes his own skill set poses a serious threat to the Brazilian champion. "He used to fight at 185 too, and then he moved up to 205, Chimaev continued. "I think I can handle him there. I would like to fight at light heavyweight. But whatever the UFC gives me, Nasruddin, Dricus, or Hernandez, I don't care. Just pay me some good money." This statement highlights what fans have come to expect from Khamzat, a fighter who is willing to face anyone, anywhere, and at any time. His relentless confidence and any anyone, anytime mentality have made him one of the most talked about figures in combat sports. Chimaev also made it clear that he isn't chasing names, he's chasing greatness. "When you take it easy like me, I've always been that way," he said. "If you consider yourself the best, you shouldn't care who you have to fight." This mindset aligns perfectly with Chimaev's career trajectory. Ever since making his UFC debut, he has dominated every opponent, often finishing fights in the first round. His wrestling and grappling have been compared to Khabib Nurmagomedov's, but with the added danger of knockout power in both hands. Moving up to 205 pounds, however, would be his most ambitious challenge yet, especially against a dangerous striker like Pereira. The idea of a potential Chimaev versus Pereira fight has already ignited excitement across the MMA community. Fans are eager to see how Chimaev's suffocating wrestling would fare against Pereira's world-class striking. It's a stylistic clash that could produce fireworks and possibly determine the future face of the UFC. If Chimaev were to capture the light heavyweight belt, he would join the elite list of fighters who have become double champions, holding titles in 2 different weight classes, a feat achieved by legends like Conor McGregor, Daniel Cormier, Amanda Nunes, and Henry Cejudo. For now, the ball is in the UFC's court. Whether the promotion will entertain the idea of Khamzat moving up remains to be seen, but one thing is certain, Chimaev isn't backing down. His message is clear, he's ready for anyone, even the most dangerous man at 205 pounds. As Chimaev put it best, "If you think you're the best, it doesn't matter who's in front of you. Just step in the cage and prove it." Move on to another news. Reinier de Ridder, one of MMA's most respected middleweights, recently went off on Paulo Costa, calling out the Brazilian star for what he described as excessive demands and missed opportunities. Before Brendan Allen was confirmed as de Ridder's short-notice opponent for the upcoming UFC Vancouver card, it appeared that a potential matchup between de Ridder and Costa was in serious talks. However, according to de Ridder, those discussions quickly fell apart due to Costa's long list of conditions. Speaking in an interview with MMA Fighting, de Ridder opened up about what went on behind the scenes. "Costa would have been a fun opponent," he admitted. "He's a big personality, and the build-up to that fight would have been great for the fans. He was actually the first name we were in conversations with, but he just put up too many stipulations, and it became clear he wasn't serious about making the fight happen." According to de Ridder, Costa wanted a catchweight bout rather than fighting at middleweight and also insisted that the contest be 3 rounds instead of 5. Those demands didn't sit well with de Ridder or the UFC. He wanted all these special conditions, de Ridder explained. "We said, if you don't want to fight under the same terms as everyone else, then you don't get it. It's as simple as that." The Dutch fighter went on to criticize Costa's approach, saying that opportunities like this don't come around often, especially for a fighter looking to climb back into title contention. "If you get an opportunity like that, don't mess it up. Just say yes," he said firmly. "Don't put all these extra stipulations in place." He could have used this fight to get back into the title conversation, but instead, he made it complicated. "So we moved on and looked for someone who actually wanted to fight." Ultimately, it was Brendan Allen who stepped up on short notice, earning respect from both fans and de Ridder for accepting the challenge without hesitation. The two will now share the octagon this weekend in what promises to be a high-level, action-packed fight. Meanwhile, Paulo Costa's situation remains uncertain. After earning a solid victory over Roman Kopylov back in July, Costa has been relatively quiet about his next move. Known for his charisma and entertaining fight style, the Brazilian remains a big name in the UFC, but his recent history of fight cancellations and negotiation issues has raised concerns among fans and analysts alike. De Ridder didn't hold back in his assessment of Costa's current standing. "He's a talented guy, no doubt about it," he said. "But at some point, talent isn't enough. You've got to show up, take the fights, and prove you still belong at the top. You can't be selective every time an opportunity comes your way." The comments highlight a growing frustration within the MMA community about fighters who over-negotiate and lose key opportunities as a result. For de Ridder, this situation served as both a professional inconvenience and a personal disappointment, as he was genuinely interested in testing himself against a fighter of Costa's caliber. As fight night approaches, Reinier de Ridder vs Brendan Allen promises to deliver, but the story of the Costa negotiations serves as a reminder that even the biggest names can fumble major chances with poor decision-making. De Ridder summed it up best: "When the UFC calls, you answer. You don't make excuses, and you don't set conditions. You fight. That's what real fighters do." Whether Paulo Costa takes that message to heart remains to be seen. For now, the spotlight is on Reinier de Ridder, focused, ready, and eager to prove that he's one of the most dangerous and disciplined fighters in the game today.